Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand as we welcome Kelsey Beck, School of Liberal Arts, class of 2014, to the stage to perform the national anthem. She will be accompanied by the Tulane University Marching Band under the direction of Barry Spanier.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets would clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. Please welcome to the podium the Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Michael Hogue.
I'd like to welcome the class of 2014 to Tulane University. And for one special group of students, our architects, they're actually the class of 2015. Each one of you come to Tulane University with a unique story, much actually like the building that you're sitting in. McAllister Auditorium was built in 1940. It is the largest concrete suspended domed roof in the nation, if you can believe that. It has been the site of a number of events on our campus, from movies to plays to lectures, you name it, it probably was held here. In fact, after Katrina, it had a little bit of water in it, and it became the home for the New Orleans Opera for a period of time. As I said earlier, each one of you, much like McAllister Auditorium, come with your own unique story. And today is the first day where you begin to write that story as a member of our intellectual community. And my words to you would be, start today, get involved, and over the next 4 years, get everything you possibly can out of this place. And again, welcome to Tulane.
Please welcome the Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost, Dr. Michael Bernstein.
Welcome to the class of 2014. Welcome to this university in its 176th year. I have the honor today of introducing to you the platform party you see before you. To my right, your left, is the 14th president of Tulane University, Scott Cowan, who will soon address the class. Mike Hogue, Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, whom you've already met. Earl Retief, Vice President for Enrollment Management, and the Dean of Admissions. He's the reason you're here. Give him a hand. and Chelsea Cipriano. She's the interim president for the Associated Student Body, a graduate student in the School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine. And now I'd like to introduce the deans of our university, and I'd ask the deans if they'd please stand when I call upon them. Starting from my right, your left, Carol Haber, the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts. Kenneth Schwartz, the Dean of the School of Architecture. Nicholas Altiero, the Dean of the School of Science and Engineering. Pierre Buchans, Dean of the School of Public Health and Tropical Medicine. And now to my left, your right, Ron Marks, the Dean of the School of Social Work. Lance Query, the Dean of Libraries and Academic Information Resources. David Meyer, the Dean of the School of Law. Richard Marksbury, the Dean of the School of Continuing Studies. And Ben Sachs, the Dean of the School of Medicine. And also on my left, your right, two very special people. Lauren Aronson, the President of the Undergraduate Student Government. Lauren's a political science major in the School of Liberal Arts. And I now introduce to you the Dean of Newcomb-Tulane College, James McLaren, who will present the class to President Cowan.
Thank you, Michael. When I met many of you over the summer, I promised you dry, warm weather and low humidity. I got 2 out of 3 right. Good afternoon. It's truly a great pleasure on behalf of all the students, faculty, and staff who make up this great institution to welcome the class of 2014 to Tulane University. As the newest members of Tulane's undergraduate student body, you have now matriculated into Newcomb-Tulane College, and it is the college that will be your academic home for the next 4, or in some cases 5 years. I know what you were thinking. Maybe I can take that leisurely approach through college, and 5 years doesn't sound so bad, but it's really, as my colleague Mike Hogue said, reserved for those in architecture. My job as dean is to help coordinate your education at Tulane, including intellectual, civic, social, and residential parts, and to ensure that as an institution we not only meet but exceed your expectations for your education. Tulane is a unique university, for it is a private research institution that is deeply committed to a first-class undergraduate education. This is a rare combination in higher education, and one that offers diverse opportunities for all of our students. From small seminar classes focused on a faculty member's particular expertise in research, to research experience in faculty laboratories, to a service learning class that connects you to the greater community of New Orleans. We are here to help you seek out and take advantage of all of these opportunities. Now you're officially a member of the Tulane family, and as such, I expect you to stop me often to chat as I cross campus, to let me know how things are going, what we are doing right or wrong, or if for no other reason than to justify my excuse for being late at meetings, that I can say I was talking to a student on my way over. As an entering class, you're an extraordinary group of men and women, and I thought you might like to know a little bit about yourselves. This year's entering class of about 1,630 students was selected from over 44,000 applicants, a number that was larger than last year's record applicant pool. I'm really happy that I didn't have to stick an application in this competitive process this year. As a group, you have demonstrated not only exceptional academic qualifications, of which you can take great pride in, but also a desire to be engaged in your community through service. Your standardized test scores with an average SAT of over 2,000 and high school academic records place you in the top 10% of college-bound freshmen nationwide. I actually believe on average you got one answer on average better right than in your SATs in last year's class. So you can take some pride in that. 2 students received perfect scores on their ACTs, and 12 exceeded 2,300 on their SATs. As I said, almost two-thirds of you ranked in the top 10% of your high school graduating class, and virtually all in the top quarter. Many of you were designated either valedictorian or salutatorian of your high school. Almost 200 of you never experienced anything less than an A in high school, a trend I hope you'll continue at Tulane. And as I've said to incoming students before, you may want to watch out for organic chemistry as sophomores. You have come to Tulane with diverse backgrounds, from cities large and small, and from all states except North Dakota and Wyoming, and from many different nations. I don't know what goes on there. Last year it was Vermont, so. Some members of this class will be living in the United States for the first time. Students in this year's class have come from Barbados, the Bahamas, Canada, China, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Guam, Nigeria, Panama, and Singapore, to name a few. Get to know these students because these seem like great places for spring break. Your class includes recognized creative writers, entrepreneurs who've started their own businesses, a nationally ranked blues guitarist, a student who spent a year studying the climate changes in Antarctica, and a member of Olympic prep synchronized ice dancing team. Obviously, these two students were in search of warmer climates. We have a championship bagpiper, and as a Scotsman myself, I want to assure you that that did not influence your admission decision. The class also includes 3 certified pilots. Useful to know, I guess, if we have to evacuate for a hurricane this fall. Many of you have been involved in public service before coming to Tulane, and it's the integration of public service with every academic program that was a major factor in your decision to attend Tulane. You are from a generation of young men and women who are characterized by a deep commitment to giving back and with a desire to leave your community better than you found it. For that commitment, Tulane and New Orleans is grateful. The opportunity to continue your civic involvement here will be some of the most meaningful you experience during your time as undergraduates. We have in our incoming class a student who received national recognition for her efforts to collect school supplies for students of Qinghai Province, China, after one of the most devastating earthquakes in that country's history. And many of you have spent time volunteering and helping with the rebuilding of New Orleans. Your accomplishments, while considerable, are second only to your aspirations for the future. You have told us of your desire to lead at the highest level, to be Supreme Court justices, senators, to be president. You aspire to be Nobel laureates, teachers, performers, urban designers, investment bankers, medical researchers, and CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. I used to say that I was still waiting for the first student wanting to be a dean, but after last year's convocation, a first-year student came by the office to ask me how to follow that career path. Each of you is now faced with great opportunities and challenges. You are here today joining our community because you decided to grasp those opportunities and rise to those challenges, and to use your intellectual abilities to make your dreams a reality. We expect much from you. We know that you can, and we know that you will succeed, and we are here to help foster that success. For the last couple of years, your focus has been getting into college, and from day forward, your focus is redirected to becoming a part of Tulane. We want you to grow as individuals, as leaders, as people who will make a difference in their own lives and the lives of others. We want to help you develop those intellectual skills, to develop critical approaches to the literatures, arts, sciences, and business, and to also acquire the technical expertise of your chosen discipline. As Dean, my challenge to you today is to make the most of your education at Tulane. Read and become better informed about the world in which we live. Understand its political, cultural, and economic complexities. Be engaged with Tulane and the New Orleans community through your service opportunities. Develop an appreciation of both the arts and sciences, and whatever your major, study it deeply and learn broadly. Soak up the rich culture of this quirky city we call home, New Orleans, its music, food, and its charm, though don't do that too much. Go to Rock and Bowl. I guess you went there this summer if you came for summer orientation, but as you know, it's a truly unique experience. Join many of the student organizations. Go support our athletics teams, support the Green Wave. Take advantage of study abroad programs. Learn about the cultures and traditions of people around the globe firsthand. Study critically in all of your classes, and please don't forget to go to them. Most importantly, enjoy your time here. Make lasting friendships and make every day count. It is amazing how quickly the time here, your years here, will go by. It is therefore with pride and with this challenge in mind that I turn you over to my colleagues, the faculty. The faculty will demand much of you, and you in turn will demand much of yourselves. I know you will exceed their expectations of you, since this is what Tulane students do. Congratulations and welcome to Tulane University, and from where I am standing, the best university in America. You guys are smart. You wouldn't have come here if that wasn't true. I'd now like to ask all of the first-year students to stand for me. Mr. President, I now present to you the freshman class.
Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to formally welcome you to Tulane University as the class of 2014. And it's with absolute delight that I state these words. Based on the authority vested in me by the Tulane Board of Trustees, I hereby declare the class of 2014 and 15 officially matriculated at Tulane University with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Please join me in a thunderous round of applause for our new Tulaneans. Your first right is you can now sit down. There's one more shout out I want to do before I begin my remarks, and I'd like to ask one of your classmates again, Kelsey Beck, to stand up and be recognized. Kelsey, you did a magnificent job. The academic community you joined today was founded in 1834 as the Medical College of Louisiana. In 1847, the Medical College merged with the University of Louisiana, a public university. And finally, in 1884, we were transformed into a private university named after our benefactor, Paul Tulane. Now, for you trivia buffs, there's an interesting story about Paul Tulane, who worked as a trader and cotton merchant here in New Orleans for many years, but who was actually a native of New Jersey. I know we got Jerseyites out there. Let's hear it for Jersey. In his later years, Paul Tulane approached his alma mater, Princeton, and offered them a sum of money if they'd rename the university after him. Obviously, since Princeton is still called Princeton today, they turned him down, something he took quite personally. But Paul Tulane was persistent. In 1884, he offered the money instead to the state of Louisiana to name a university in New Orleans after him. The state was already stretched thin in the post-Civil War economy, so that they couldn't even fund the universities that they had, and they decided to funnel his gift to the University of Louisiana, privatize it, and rename it Tulane University. Still, Paul Tulane never forgot Princeton's refusal. After his death, he was buried in Princeton with his back toward the university and his head and his face pointed to the south. Now, there are many lessons in this story, but one of the key ones is to never disappoint or rebuff someone from New Jersey. And in the interest of full disclosure, I'm from exit 10 on the New Jersey Turnpike in New Jersey, which means, just like Paul Tulane, make me a happy president all 4 or 5 years you are here. The second lesson from this story is to understand how a single person can change the course of history if they have the vision, determination, and perseverance to achieve, regardless of the obstacles confronted. Today, each of you becomes a member of a scholarly community that has evolved into one of the most respected and distinguished universities in the United States. One noted for its academic excellence and unprecedented commitment to community engagement locally and around the world. Tulane University received 44,000 undergraduate applications for your class. This is the highest number of applications to any private university in America and makes us one of the most academically selective institutions in the world. Therefore, each of you is among the best and brightest students to enter college this fall. Consequently, your class will no doubt, and is expected to add to Tulane's legacy of accomplishment and distinction. Your academic credentials and list of contributions to the communities where you lived and went to school support this lofty observation. However, from my perspective, you are not merely among the best, you are the best entering class in America. Why do I say that with such confidence? Because you chose to come to Tulane University in New Orleans at this historic moment, which demonstrates to us your character and personal values, because you could have gone someplace else and you didn't. You chose Tulane because you know an education is more than acquiring knowledge or perfecting a skill. A true education is a transformative process which facilitates your ability to make substantive, lifelong contributions to your chosen profession and to society in general. Next week, we will commemorate the 5th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, an unprecedented event in the history of this country, a disaster that was both natural and man-made. In the past 5 years, this city and university has risen from the floodwaters to achieve things people never thought possible in the aftermath of the storm. They counted this city and this university out after Katrina, and they were wrong. Katrina nearly destroyed Tulane, but in the end, it made us stronger, and it has made us better. It instilled in us a sense of confidence and commitment to community unique in higher education. There is no other university in the country that has won more accolades for community engagement than Tulane University in the last 5 years. And there is no other university in the country that does more for its community than Tulane University. These qualities, these expectations define who we are and what we expect of one another. It is one of the factors that motivated many of you to come to Tulane. You wanted to make a difference in the world, to embrace our community commitment, and acquire an education born of experiences both in and out of the classroom. If there's nothing you remember about my remarks today, there's one line I want you to remember. No one will ever remember you in life for what you did for yourself. They will only remember you for what you did for others. That is the definition of greatness. That is what we should all aspire to. In the next few weeks, please visit the exhibit in the LBC, which tells the story of our Katrina experience, and listen to our oral history on the web. This will give you a fuller understanding of why we are who we are and who you will become. Of course, as we recognize the Katrina anniversary, we are dealing with the impact of the worst oil leak in the history of this country. This man-made tragedy has significantly damaged our seafood industry, our unique ecosystem, and the lives of thousands of people. This disaster, much like Katrina, will further test our will and resilience. To overcome it will require another heroic commitment by all of us, including every one of you. Yet we will persevere. We will once again identify and create opportunity from tragedy, and we will use the experience to further strengthen ourselves and our communities. I have no doubt of this. As you learn about and reflect upon the community you have joined, I want you to know that I have a single aspiration for each of you during your Tulane years, a single aspiration. It is to gain knowledge and skills that will allow you to become engaged citizens and leaders of the world. To achieve this goal, you must focus on two things. First, partake in the extraordinary intellectual activities of the university, both in and outside the classroom. Learning is about stretching and challenging your mind, experiencing the diversity of intellectual opportunities provided on campus and in the community, and applying yourself to the fullest. Regardless of your academic interests, take courses in other fields, attend campus lectures, read widely, and constantly seek knowledge wherever it can be found. Knowledge is truly power that will allow you to succeed and make the world a better place. Be inquisitive, ask questions, and don't be afraid to go beyond your comfort zone. This is the time to do that. Second, I want you to enhance your emotional intelligence while you are here. And I want you to enhance your emotional intelligence through your interactions with others, by engaging in the community and using all of your time wisely and responsibly. Emotional intelligence consists of attributes such as wisdom, integrity, social consciousness, judgment, and empathy. The combination of emotional intelligence and knowledge will make you an effective leader and a success no matter whatever you seek to achieve in your life. Because remember, effective leaders are those with a strong mind and an equally strong heart, and they see the world and their purpose, a purpose beyond just themselves. In the next few years, you will have an opportunity to have a positive impact on many, many people. Your community engagement will be substantive and life-altering for you and those with whom you interact. You will do things not expected or required of any other college students in America. I also want you to enjoy New Orleans while you're here. New Orleans is a truly unique city. It's the only city I know of that can lay claim to its own music, its own food, its own architecture, and its own language. I can virtually guarantee you that you will come to love both Tulane and New Orleans, and your experiences here will shape the rest of your life, and New Orleans will call you back every year. Finally, I want to welcome the parents of our newest students to the Tulane community. As the parent of 4 children, I know what you're going through as well. I hope you enjoy your transition as much as my wife and I did. My only bit of advice to you is not to get a dog to fill the void of your children's departure. We made that mistake and found ourselves being possessed by this big, lovable animal that takes more of our time and money than our children did. But then again, the dog never talks back, always loves us, has no cell phone, and keeps us walking every day. All in all, it wasn't a bad deal. Those of us on the stage, as well as all the other members of the Tulane community, are totally committed to making your Tulane experience one of the most meaningful chapters in your life. It is with that commitment and with the great pride and joy that I extend you my warmest welcome and congratulations. We're delighted to have you as part of our community. Congratulations to all of you.
We now welcome Green Envy to the stage to close the convocation by singing the Tulane alma mater. Green Envy is the oldest student-run a cappella choir at Tulane. We ask that you please stand for the singing of the alma mater.
Okay. Nice. Can you do it? Yes. Here, do it. We praise thee for thy past alma mater, thy hand hath done its work full faithfully. The incense of thy spirit hath ascended and filled America from sea to sea. Olive green and blue we love thee, pledge we now our fealty true. Where the trees are evergreenest, where the skies are purest blue, hear us now, O Tulane, hear us.
You may be seated. Please welcome back to the podium, James McLaren, Dean of Newcomb Tulane College.
Encore, huh? Thank you, Green Envy. Today you will embark upon your academic journey as the newest members of Newcomb Tulane College and Tulane University. During this journey, you will experience both personal challenges and successes. The faculty and staff at Tulane will support you through those challenges and celebrate with you in your achievements. I invite you to take advantage of all that Newcomb Tulane College has to offer. Be active and engaged members of our community. Make lasting friendships and memories. Today, as you go down the steps of McAllister Auditorium, you will begin those dreams as scholars and citizens of Newcomb Tulane College.